What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Celtics Daily Channel with me, Mike Zakarian. As you know, we're coming off an L, all right? We're coming off an L, but that's okay. I think it was a strategic L, if you will, or moral L. I don't know what we're going to call it. But we are going to talk last night's Boston Celtics New York Knicks game. We'll get ready for the weekend, the playoffs, all of the fun stuff. But hey, do me a favor. It's your first time here. If it's your first time here, welcome, actually. Open your arms. Welcome. Let's get a hug in. If you've been here before and you haven't done it yet, you still get a hug, but I'm a little more disappointed. I almost said smash the subscribe like I was some Gen Zer. Smash the subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Get involved in the chat. Like the video. Do all the things that make the algorithm go boom, boom. Speaking of going boom, boom, we almost went boom, boom to the Bing Bong Boys last night. The Knicks end up pulling this game out in the fourth quarter, 112-106. I thought this was going to be a game where we would see Jaylen Brown. I thought we were going to see just about everybody sit but Tatum, and that Tatum would play maybe a half, like get loose or whatever. But instead, the Celtics played this pretty straight up outside of the fact that Jaylen Brown had the night off. JB had the night off. Tatum did go, and then he played 40 minutes. Celtics and Knicks went back and forth this whole way. Celtics won the first quarter by 3, went into halftime down 1, started the fourth quarter up 3. And then the Knicks, I don't think it's like panic mode or anything. The Knicks hit some really tough shots. Josh Hart in the fourth quarter was pulling three-pointers out of his butt like he was Larry Bird. It was out of control what Josh Hart was hitting. The one thing you just say like, hey, man, it seemed like the fourth quarter Celtics offense kind of reared its head. But again, this game was competed with the Knicks at full strength. And the Celtics, this isn't even making excuses, but there was a first-team All-NBA player in Jaylen Brown, who's been the best player on this team the entire freaking year, was not able to play basketball last night. So I don't think this is like, oh my God. If anything, if I'm a Knicks fan, like, yeah, they were celebrating. It reminded me of like Pat Beverly on the Minnesota Timberwolves when they won the play-in game, and he's on like the scores table, ripping his shirt off and all that stuff. Everybody's losing their mind. It's like, hey man, congrats on getting out of the play-in, right? That's kind of what last night felt like, where Ben Stiller was like, come on, Severance. Like, he was just freaking out, and Spike Lee was pumping. And, like, listen, you win the game, you want to be excited. But they were treating that a lot like a Game 7. And I can't help but think that the Knicks, had all of their guys, and the Celtics clearly were like, yeah, if we get this game, cool, and if we don't, we're still going to be the 2 seed, right? The Celtics have 2 games left. They're going to have to win one of them, or the Knicks just drop a game. That's how they sure up the 2 seed. They're in, like, complete control here, so I'm not worried about it. But again, let's kind of cover it, and we can talk about a few things that bummed me out a little bit just going into the postseason, right? So Tatum here, this did not bum me out. This it's wild. 40 minutes, man. 40 minutes. He's played like 11 games, 40 freaking minutes, man, and he's already I saw some crazy stat. I don't have it up. I'm not even gonna. I'll attempt it. It was something like having like 10 double-doubles in a row or something like this in a month span. I don't know. He basically was doing the same shit that Jokic was doing. That was the take. But Tatum, 40 minutes, 24 points, 13 boards, 8 dimes, a steal and a block, 6 turnovers, which is 2 more than you want there. But shots still not 100%, right? That's still something he's working through. 7 for 22 from the field, 2 for 10 from 3, so not awesome. But I thought he was like the best player on the court throughout most of that game, which again is really saying something. Sam Hauser didn't shoot the ball particularly well either. He went 2 for 7 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3. Nimi was great. Keita, there was a play in the fourth quarter when this game was going back and forth where Keita, the ball, I think it was Tatum. Tatum gets the ball into Keita, moving pretty quickly into the paint, right? Catches it in the paint. Now, he's got Derek White flanked in one corner. And I thought, like me, as the casual that I am, watching the game from my couch, was almost like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, right? Where I was like, you pass it to White in the corner. Keita kind of like throws this whip around pass to the other corner where he can't see it where he caught it, and whips it around this way, hits Baylor Shireman in stride. Baylor knocks it down, and real quick, I mean, you want a glass half full stuff about this game? Baylor Shireman, good Lord, man. 30 minutes off the bench, 20 points, 7 for 8 from the field. Dude, 20 points on 7 for 8 shooting is nasty business. 6 for 8 from 3, also had 4 boards. Seemed to make every big play down the stretch. Was talking his talk. Love to see it. Excuse me, he was great. Walshy got the start for JB. I think to attempt to put him on ball there with Jalen Brunson. Only played 17 minutes. Peyton Pritchard, I thought, was pretty solid. He had 23 points, 3 for 8 from 3, 6 dimes as well. And then the Vooch stuff, man. Vooch stuff and Derek White, like, I honestly, sometimes I feel like I'm banging the drum a little too much, and I'm like, maybe I need to relax. That Derek White has been so impressive on the defensive end. Maybe chill out, Zakarian, when we're talking about Derek White. And then I felt a little better because Stan Van Gundy brought it up. And Stan Van Gundy talked about how this is one of his worst three-point shooting years of his career, and that how Joe Mazzulla has said he's not worried about it. Now, first of all, of course that's what Joe's going to say, because Joe's not worried about anything. But two, if he is, he's not going to say it to the media. But Stan did mention that this is something that needs to get ironed out. And White, for whatever reason, and I couldn't help but think, like, in that Nemanja Keita pass that I was just talking about, like how normally you're like, wait, would you make the easy pass to Derek White, who's wide open, or would you make this, like, Superman-style pass to Baylor Shireman, who was also wide open? But the fact that I was like, yeah, man, I guess I'd rather have Shireman take that shot there. It's just, like, your White's, the three ball is going to need to start falling a little bit. And we saw a couple nice games of it where, the 3 for 7, 4 for 7, more of that. But White last night, again, with no Jaylen Brown, 2 for 10 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3. Like, I don't know. I'm curious to see the Celtics play tonight. We'll talk about that in a second, but I'm curious to see if they give some guys nights off tonight that played last night. But yeah, just the Derek White stuff, I think it needs to, I don't know. I mean, the first round matchup, whoever it is, the Celtics are going to be heavy favorites, and maybe that's an opportunity to get them going a little bit, but just, I hope we're able to see some of that, because it was tough scene. And then Vooch, man, and like stat-wise, you see he had 10 points and 5 boards in 24 minutes, 4 for 7 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. I mean, I guess that is what we're looking for here from him. But eye test-wise, didn't look awesome. But I think this was closer to a playoff rotation. No Luka Garza in this game. No Ron Harper Jr. No Ugo either. I'm surprised Ugo's not cracking the rotation at all. I thought we would see a little bit more of him. But I think Joe has been talking to the media about how much he has enjoyed what he's seen from our guy Jordan Walsh so far. So I think he wanted to give him a little bit more run. But yeah, I'm not overly concerned. I thought they held Karl Anthony Towns in check. Like, I know he had a double-double, but you see 16 and 12 from Cat, you'll take that. Even Jalen Brunson is great, man. Like, I know Celtics fans, honestly, just basketball fans in general, aren't like the biggest JB fans all the time. Jalen Brunson, that is, because of just the way that he plays. But Brunson's sick. Like 10 for 19 from the field, 25 and 10. Just like clearly down the stretch was able to do a little bit of everything. He was really good. And Josh Hart, as I was saying, man, like, listen, if Josh Hart's going to go 10 for 15 from the field, 5 for 7 from 3, shit's not going to win. You're not going to win. 26 points, 3 dimes, like, whatever. I'm not worried about it. Celtics now 54 and 26 with 2 games left here. As I poke around at the standings and move the Cryon thing around, Celtics have a 2-game lead on the Bing Bong Boys with 2 games to go. Celtics play tonight. They get the New Orleans Pelicans tonight, who, Pelicans have already said, I believe Zion is not going to play basketball. They've said Trey Murphy's not going to play basketball. DeJounte Murray's not. So it's all the young guns. It's all the young guns tonight. So the 2 seed should get wrapped up nicely in a little April 10th present. Celtics are favored by 16.5. That's like if Boston College was playing the U. That's what the spread would look like, something like that. Honestly, 16.5, maybe not enough. But anyways, they should be able to wrap it up tonight. Tatum is doubtful for tonight's game. I don't expect to see him play basketball. He should get the night off. I wouldn't be surprised if Derek White and Nemanja Keita get the night off. They were both questionable going into that game. That's usually the signal. Like, if you're not going to sit this one, you'll sit the next one. No reason for them both to play the back-to-back again. The Pelicans essentially waving the white flag. Jaylen Brown, who missed last night's game, technically questionable, but I'm assuming what they were doing, one night on, one night off, right? So I expect JB to come back. And again, I mean, I'm gonna echo the same things. If White's playing, I'm hoping we just see. I just want White, like, for his confidence, to see the ball go through the hoop. And same thing for Vooch. I thought we were gonna do it last night with the Knicks. Just give Vooch an opportunity to do some stuff. Just let him do some stuff tonight. Play him 35 minutes. Let's get one of those old 26 and 14 games. That's what I would like to see. So that's who we have tonight. And again, one win or one Knicks loss the rest of the way, and it's over for the 2 seed, right? The Knicks, on the other hand, they play the Raptors. Both of these teams are on the back-to-back. Toronto traveling, though, to New York. The game's at home. The Knicks are favored. So that's the game tonight. And then if we look at Sunday's schedule, there are no by the way, just for those of you paying attention at home, there are no basketball games tomorrow, right? So we've got a full slate tonight. Everybody's playing tonight. Then they get a day off tomorrow. Everybody plays on Sunday, and then the playoffs are set. The East is going to be kind of fun to watch here on this last day. I'll explain why in a second. But on Sunday, O-Town, Orlando Magic. Celtics will be hosting them 6 o'clock in the Garden. Orlando will still have a lot to play for, but hopefully Celtics take care of business tonight, and then it's Scrub City on Sunday. That is the plan. The Knicks, I forgot to tell you who the Knicks play on Sunday, because again, if both teams win tonight, I guess it still won't matter, but the Knicks will play the Hornets. So that'll be a pretty important game for the Hornets. So I bet if I'm Charlotte, I'm hoping Boston and the Knicks figure out the 2 seed tonight so that everybody rests on Sunday. But if we look at the East right now, Miami has just taken a dump on the floor. They've given up. Miami now have lost 2 in a row, I think by a combined 60 points to the Toronto Raptors. They are going to be the 10 seed. The Hornets and the 76ers both have the same exact record. And something that has kind of shook the core of stuff here, Joel Embiid missed last night's game, and it's because he had appendicitis, had to undergo surgery, and I believe that's like a 2-week recovery time thing. So there's a chance that this series starts, and say whoever the Sixers get, assuming the Sixers get into the postseason, whoever the Sixers get will be without Embiid for at least the first couple of games. The Sixers run so unlucky. So the Sixers have now lost 3 in a row. They are the 8th seed. The Charlotte Hornets are tied with them. And I believe the Sixers have the tiebreaker. And then the Orlando Magic, they're right now in the 7th seed. They are a game back from Toronto and Atlanta, who have the same exact record for the 5 seed. So the 5, 6, and 7 are all 1 game apart, with 8 and 9 only 2 games off. So it's just going to be a wild stretch here for the last 2 nights. Should be fun. It'll be fun to hopefully lock up the 2 seed and then just kind of sweat out who we're going to be playing here in round 1, which again, we're just a week away. Finally, baby. Finally, we get some playoffs. Let's get into some of your comments here from the most recent vid. As always, appreciate you guys hanging out, clicking buttons, doing the stuff, getting the algo boosted. Let's go. Matt Magikarp in the chat. Let's go. Says JB said the Hornets remind him of the young Celtics. They do play. I feel like when we've watched those games, they do play like it. Very efficient offense. Smart team. Doesn't turn the ball over. A lot of defense. Let's do it. We got that cool dude said Vooch probably has more talent than Garza, but Garza plays with so much more heart and energy. Hope we can get some run in the playoffs. Yeah, we'll see. That's going to be a question mark. Something we're going to have to pay attention to. Those are the 2 things. I'm the backup 5 minutes and Derek White's 3 ball. Big Time Smiles says, now you sound like me. LOL, I told you a couple days ago, JB top 3 in the MVP, only SGA and Joker ahead of him. Yeah, there were a lot of things had to go right there. He said, but give me Garzilla over Vucci. Celtics all the way. All right. Fergus Hart also for Garza says, I'm for Garza this year. He's been really good. Recently for us, he's been giving us double-doubles and is scrappy. We're not getting better production from Vooch. He can be our 3rd center, more depth. Man, the Celtics fans, they freaking love him. They freaking love Luka Garza. Even Alan Hoover in the chat says free Garza. Vooch, doo-doo, kapoopoo. Okay, very nice, very nice. And then K-Gig says, I don't know, man. I really don't want to face the overly physical Magic. Yeah, listen, I think we're thinking about a Magic team that no longer exists when we say overly physical. They're not bodying anybody anymore. They really aren't. The case against wanting to play Orlando is that they're getting Franz Wagner and Anthony Black back. But I don't know, man. I'm not scared. I'm not scared for round 1. All right, that's going to do it. Hey, enjoy the weekend. When we're back here on Monday, we will have the playoff picture pretty much set outside of the play-in. So lock in, enjoy the weekend, enjoy some Masters, some family, some Mike Vrabel photos. Everybody have some fun. We'll see you guys on Monday.